You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices on this Friday, July 18th, 2025. Good evening. I'm Chris Palermo. Here is what's happening. A Las Vegas Metro police officer is facing serious charges after being arrested by Nevada State Police earlier this week. Let's take a look at the details.
A Las Vegas Metro officer is facing multiple charges after being arrested by Nevada State Police earlier this week. According to a Las Vegas Metro News release, Officer Zachary Lewis was taken into custody on Wednesday, July 16th. He is facing 8 charges, including 1 felony count of disobeying a police officer, driving under the influence on a first offense, speeding more than 41 miles per hour over the speed limit, reckless driving, failure to yield to an emergency vehicle, failure to maintain a lane, failure to provide a vehicle insurance, and operating an unregistered vehicle. Court records indicate Lewis was released from custody on Thursday without bail and is not currently being held at the Clark County Detention Center. Lewis joined Metro in 2020 and is currently assigned to the Community Safety Division in the Northwest Valley Area Command. He has been placed on paid administrative leave and has been suspended from police powers. While this investigation continues, Metro did not release any additional details regarding the incident. Lewis is scheduled for a status check in Las Vegas Justice Court on November 10th. This is currently a developing story and updates will be provided as more information becomes available.
More news now. A Las Vegas man faces multiple felony charges after allegedly shooting 2 females after a dispute over a leopard print blanket.
On July 12th, a violent domestic dispute turned into a shooting near Nerone Avenue, resulting in the arrest of Demetri Dejan Bradford, who now faces multiple serious charges. According to the Las Vegas Metro Police Department, the incident began when Bradford's ex-girlfriend, with whom he had been in a relationship with on and off for the last 5 years, returned to his home to retrieve her belongings. The couple had separated roughly a month earlier. She arrived with her mother and several friends, but tensions escalated quickly. Detectives say Bradford allowed his ex inside, but locked the door behind her, preventing the rest of the group from entering. A short time later, yelling was heard from the inside of the home. A friend of Bradford reportedly opened the door, allowing the others in. They found Bradford upstairs, allegedly choking his ex-girlfriend. The confrontation, according to police, began over a dispute about a blanket and continued downstairs, where Bradford allegedly retrieved a black 9mm handgun. Witnesses say he cocked the gun, pointed it at the group, and said, "I'ma get to shooting all you get out of my house." Police said Bradford waited until the group entered a white BMW before opening fire. He allegedly fired 9 rounds at the vehicle, 7 hitting the BMW. One woman suffered multiple gunshot wounds to the arm, back, chest, and face, resulting in a collapsed lung. The victims were driven to the Southern Hills Hospital by the woman's mother, who was also in the vehicle. Bradford fled the scene, but later called 911, claiming several women had broken into his home and that one was armed. He admitted to firing shots, but said he was unaware if anyone had been hit. He told authorities he blacked out during the incident. Bradford later returned to his residence where he was arrested. He now faces 17 charges, including 5 counts of attempted murder with a deadly weapon, 2 counts of battery with a deadly weapon resulting in substantial bodily harm, 7 counts of discharging a firearm into an occupied vehicle, 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, and 1 count of domestic violence with the use of a deadly weapon. This investigation is ongoing, and KPVM will have more on this as it develops.
And a YouTuber accused of killing 2 fellow social media content creators on the Las Vegas Strip last month may now be facing the death penalty. News 25 has the details.
The YouTuber accused of fatally shooting 2 fellow content creators on the Las Vegas Strip last month could face the death penalty. Manuel Ruiz, known online as Sin City Manny, was arraigned on Thursday morning in Clark County District Court on 2 counts of open murder with a deadly weapon. Prosecutor Elizabeth Mercer told the court that this case was being reviewed by the Death Penalty Review Committee, which is scheduled to meet on July 29th. Ruiz is accused of killing Rodney and Tanisha Finley during a June 8th shooting in front of the Bellagio fountains. Las Vegas Metro says this violence stemmed from an ongoing online feud between the creators. Authorities say Ruiz surrendered to Henderson police on the day after the shooting, and he claims it was an act of self-defense. He remains in custody without bail and is due to return back into court on August 8th.
National news now. President Donald Trump has been diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency after noticing mild swelling in his legs, according to a White House announcement on Thursday.
President Donald Trump has been diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency, a benign and common vein condition, after experiencing mild swelling to his legs, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt announced on Thursday.
On another note, I know that many in the media have been speculating about bruising on the president's hand and also swelling in the president's legs. So in the effort of transparency, the president wanted me to share a note from his physician with all of you today. In recent weeks, President Trump noted mild swelling in his lower legs. In keeping with routine medical care and out of an abundance of caution, this concern was thoroughly evaluated by the White House Medical Unit. The president underwent a comprehensive examination, including diagnostic vascular studies. Bilateral lower extremity venous Doppler ultrasounds were performed and revealed chronic venous insufficiency, a benign and common condition, particularly in individuals over the age of 70. Importantly, there was no evidence of deep vein thrombosis or arterial disease. Laboratory testing included a complete blood count, comprehensive metabolic panel, coagulation profile, D-dimer, B-type natriuretic peptide, and cardiac biomarkers. All results were within normal limits. An echocardiogram was also performed and confirmed normal cardiac structure and function. No signs of heart failure, renal impairment, or systemic illness were identified. Additionally, recent photos of the president have shown minor bruising on the back of his hand. This is consistent with minor soft tissue irritation from frequent handshaking and the use of aspirin, which is taken as part of a standard cardiovascular prevention regimen. This is a well-known and benign side effect of aspirin therapy. And the president remains in excellent health, which I think all of you witness on a daily basis here. So the president wanted me to share that note with all of you. I'm happy to take further questions on it. We will provide the memorandum from the president's physician to all of you, as we always do.
Chronic venous insufficiency occurs when veins in the legs struggle to send blood back to the heart, leading to pooling and swelling. This condition is common to individuals who are over 70 years old and is generally considered non-life-threatening, though it may cause some discomfort. Caroline Leavitt emphasized that Trump reportedly feels no discomfort and remains excellent in health, dismissing any concerns about his ability to carry out his presidential duties.
Coming up, Mikey Ruhan in sports will tell you all about the construction camera. That and more. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo, in sports with Mikey Ruhan, who's going to tell you all about the new A's Stadium. It's really taking shape, and the public can get online to a new camera to watch the progress. That and more in sports.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. The Las Vegas Aviators return to action this evening. They take on the Round Rock Express from Las Vegas Ballpark. First pitch, 7:05. Speaking of ballparks, the Athletics have activated a construction camera so fans can get a real-time look at progress on the team's Las Vegas stadium. The team officially announced the camera webpage on Thursday at athletics.com/ballparkcam. Users can look at an array of images captured since June 9th. There are also options to view a live stream, a time-lapse, and a panoramic shot. The Las Vegas Raiders have signed second-round draft pick Jack Betch, the team announced on Friday. The news wraps up an unusually lengthy process to ink the rookie wide receiver from TCU Horned Frogs to his first NFL contract. And if you're wondering what a horned frog is, the first thing to know about the horned frog, the mascot of Texas Christian University, it is not a frog or even an amphibian. They look like souped-up toads, but they're actually lizards, says Diane Barber, the project coordinator at the Texas Horned Lizard Program at the Fort Worth Zoo. The Las Vegas Aces welcome the Atlanta Dream this Tuesday. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Thank you very much, Mikey. UNLV is gearing up for its annual Teen Driver Safety Day this Wednesday, July 23rd, with a mock crash and DUI court simulation designed to drive home the real dangers young drivers face.
UNLV has announced plans to host its annual Teen Driver Safety Day on Wednesday, July 23rd, featuring a realistic mock crash and DUI court simulation aimed at raising awareness of the dangers young drivers face every day. The event, which runs from 7:45 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., will take place at the Harold C. Harder Classroom Building Complex in Building A, Auditorium Room 106 on UNLV's main campus. The university stated in a release that motor vehicle crashes continue to be one of the leading causes of death for teens in the United States. With more distractions and transport options such as e-bikes and scooters, risks faced by teens on the road are increasing. Attendees will experience a realistic portrayal of a crash and its aftermath, including interaction discussions with first responders, crash investigators, and families impacted by DUI-related tragedies. A highlight of this program is the courtroom simulation led by Judge Susan Backham, as well as UNLV law students demonstrating the legal consequences that come with impaired driving incidents. The day's schedule also includes a 911 call and crash simulation video at 8:15, a live trauma response demonstration at 8:40, and presentations and testimonials from 1 to 2:45 p.m. This event concludes with a debrief and Q&A session at 3:45 p.m. Teen Driver Safety Day is open to the public. Lunch will be available for $10 and registration can be completed online on UNLV's official website.
Mikey's back and he's here to tell us what's cooking this Sunday morning on Classic Country Breakfast on Ace Country Radio and streaming on Channel 25.8, now on the new Ace Country Radio app.
Howdy. Why did the chicken cross the road? To get the Ace Country Radio app, of course, you can too. Download it today. It's free. On the menu this week on Classic Country Breakfast, born on July 15th, Linda Ronstadt will celebrate her. Born on July 17th, Red Sovine will pay tribute to him. Also born on July 17th, Elizabeth Cook will celebrate her. Born on July 18th, Ricky Skaggs will celebrate him. Born on July 20th, friend of the show, T.G. Shepard will celebrate him. Also, my special guest, Brian Duffy from Las Vegas' own The Garage Boys, calls the show to talk about their new single, The Ring. Also, Sammy Sadler calls in to talk about his new song, If I Had a Cheatin' Heart, I Wouldn't Go to a Coldplay Concert. And my other special guest, 14-year-old singer-songwriter from Eastern North Carolina, Michael Schott, calls the show.
I got a couple things to say to you guys. I am currently in contention for the July Brian Honda Carolina Artist Showdown. I already won the month of June, so I'm already in contention for the CCMA Entertainer of the Year. But if I win July, I have a lot better odds of winning, so you can go to the Sweet Tea Country page on Facebook or my page on Facebook to vote for me. On that, I would really appreciate your vote. And you can listen to all my songs on Michael Schott on all your favorite streaming platforms, iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, whatever you use. And I'm actually going to be featured on the John Boy and Billy Big Show, nationally syndicated, in August. That's going to be just huge for me. I do want to thank my producers, Jimmy Ritchie and Tom Yankton, aforementioned. Jimmy Ritchie has worked with the likes of Jake Owen, Mark Chestnut, William Michael Morgan, and Clay Walker. And I appreciate you guys so much for watching.
Classic Country Breakfast this Sunday morning at 8 on Ace Country Radio, streaming at channel 25.8 and now on the new Ace Country Radio app.
Coming up, crafting for a cause, and it's Christmas in July again. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. Crafting for a Cause invites you to celebrate the season early with their Christmas in July event that's happening Saturday, July 19th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Nye Communities Coalition.
Crafting for a Cause invites you to celebrate the season early with their Christmas in July event, happening Saturday, July 19th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Nye Communities Coalition. This festive, family-friendly event will feature a variety of local vendors, raffle prizes, and live music by Rut-Row Music. From 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., children are invited to a special meet and greet with the Island Princess, complete with arts and crafts activities. A portion of the proceeds will benefit Southwestern Wilds Incorporated, a non-profit organization dedicated to the protection and preservation of wild burros and mustangs. Funds raised will support the construction of a new sanctuary that will provide a safe, permanent home for horses and burros currently held by the Bureau of Land Management, or BLM, for facing Roundup. Bring the whole family out for a day of fun, music, and giving back. We hope to see you there.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
That's the Lerner and Rowe Weather Cam looking outside of the News 25 TV studios on a Friday. And did you know over there in Mount Charleston, they got about a little bit more than an inch of rain, and that's definitely needed. Will we get more? Will it dry out for the weekend? Your forecast is coming up.
Weather is sponsored by the Nevada Dairy Farmers and the Dairy Council of Nevada, sharing the love of all things dairy. Celebrate the best moments with milk. Milk the moment. And the weather is also brought to you by the Ponderosa Dairy, Nevada's largest dairy, fresh from our farm to your table.
Good evening, Nevada. My name is Rory Rosell, coming to you from the Channel 25 Weather Studios. And taking a look at Nevada right now, up in northern Nevada, Fernley is looking at 97 degrees. Fallon is looking at 99. Carson City's at 91. Tonopah is in the 80s at 86 degrees. Goldfield's 1 degree higher at 87. Beatty is at 94. Amargosa's at 98. Las Vegas is at 94 as well. And Death Valley is at 111 today. But here in the beautiful paradise of Pahrump, it's currently 93 degrees. The high today was 94. Wind blowing south at 7 miles per hour with partly cloudy skies today. The humidity was 25%, and the sun rose this morning at 5:40 a.m. and is setting tonight at 7:59. I didn't get 8 o'clock like I've been wanting to. Darn it. Anyways, humidity is going to go up to 32%, and the wind continues to blow east-southeast at 8 miles per hour. The low tonight's not very low, but it's low enough at 75 degrees. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. This weekend we are staying in the triple digits at 101 on Saturday and 102 on Sunday, but then we go back down into the double digits, which is really, really nice. On Monday, it'll be 99, 98 on Tuesday, down to 97 on Wednesday, and then we go back up to 98 on Thursday and 99 next Friday. So we do get a little bit of a brief reprieve going on, but it's not too much. Make sure to stay cool, Nevada. Back to the desk. Here's Chris.
Thank you, Miss Rosell. Have a great weekend. And really, the story is the moisture in the air. The dew point really today has been hovering close to 60 degrees. Just for a little reference, in the high desert, we're usually at about 20 or 22 degrees. That'll just about do it for all of us here tonight and this week on News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. Make it a great weekend.